Well, we got it all cradled, ready to gut down to the bare fiberglass and put a fresh layer on. The grinding's not all that much fun, neither is cutting out this floor, but we're just gonna do it. You can see where it's tabbed in, and you do have to be very careful following this edge. I don't want to cut through there, and of course there's an angle right about where the floor attaches in some places, but I'm just using a multi-tool here. A little vibe saw action, being very cautious, and cutting where it's tabbed, and it's coming free. So, we got everything going on here, trying to get it stripped down to glass here so that we can add a layer, 1708, and make this more rigid. There are just so many bad things going on in this boat. Wow! So, the root cause of our problems starts here, where water is trapped. And rotted a bunch of stuff. Look at that. Here's a washer. Oh, lots of interesting things in this boat. There's a pen. From 1971 that pen is. Yeah. So this chunk of fiberglass, I believe, was meant to be laminated to the bottom of this. I'm not really sure what in the world is all going on here. Evidently there was a pseudo stringer system for part of this. Then again, we may only run into two of these where the seat base was. I don't know, it's very strange. There's just all kinds of rotten wood and crap in the boat as well. But I think these may be the only two stringers we run into. And they held on this seat base, which is very interesting in and of itself. It read sample number 9. Then somebody wrote void over that, crossed out sample, and wrote void, and circled a 1. There's nails, like finish nails that have rusted in here. I don't know what, I guess they nailed these on evidently, yeah, with the regular finish. Just crazy. I can't believe how poorly constructed this boat was. Now, this is that piece of floor, and it's rotten. This would be the middle bit, and this would be the outside, and we've got clingers here. So to me, that just validates my theory that the bottom of this had a layer of glass. They've like wet this out real quick, and they had to bend it into place and just slapped it up there, and well, a lot of it just fell and made a big wrinkly mess. A disaster, really. Check out this disaster. We got mouse nests. We did not put stringers in. We just laminated this piece of plywood straight to the top of the sponsons in the bottom of the center of the boat. And this is just no fun. I don't know how I'm going to get all that out of there. I guess I'm just going to keep scraping and prying and grinding and sanding and get it out. Yeah! So we've learned everything there is to learn about this boat now. And it does have a core. In fact, it has 2 cores on each side. This part here has a balsa core in it. It only came up to here, but obviously it's rotten. We can find some of the core in here. There's some. But this part comes all the way almost to the back of the sponson. And then another piece of wood on here to hold a battery, I'd imagine. You just poked a hole here and found some of it. But this piece here is also a core. And up here it's still solid. Laminated, and I'm sure the core's solid in there. Once you get back a bit further though, nope, that's not solid. We'll have to dig that out of there as well. It's the same on both sides. We've got the floor out of here. You can see I'm down to the fiberglass that laminated the plywood to the bottom of the boat. Most unfortunately, they did the floor in 3 pieces, and then there was nothing under the seat base, which is why these 2 stringers were here. These were actually just part of the seat base that I've cut. So we're going to have to do that different, and they did a really poor job at the separation of these pieces. There's just multiple layers, and some of it is paper thin. So the grinding and the sanding here is going to be interesting. We can't leave any fiberglass that's not laminated. So for today, we're going to try to get a bunch of these wood bits out, get the cores dug out, and pull the transom. Then we'll make up our own system for adding a new core and considering a stringer system for the entire length, so that this front piece of floor is actually flat, and if there were stringers, then the water, if it got up in there, would have somewhere to run underneath them and go to the drain hole. So yes, even a HydroStream Panther has a core, not just the bottom of a boat. What is a core? Well, the core of a fiberglass boat is a piece of balsa wood, kusa, structural foam, some material that offers rigidity to the fiberglass form of the boat, that is laminated with fiberglass to the hull of the boat and then laminated over with fiberglass, offering more structure. This is the core of a HydroStream Panther. Now I guarantee if you've got one of these, yours is rotten too, just like every HydroStream. They've either been re-cored, re-floored, and are ready to rumble, or they are rotten, and your boat will never run quite right. Not engine wise, but going straight and being rigid and high speeds, because the core is rotted and the boat is not nearly as rigid as it should be. When what is meant to be a rigid piece of balsa wood fiberglass chair boat is nothing but mush, there's no way the boat's right. We're past the layer where the two pieces of plywood were laminated together for this transom. And you can see now the extent of the rot. Everywhere that there was a hole, it was not sealed well. Anywhere water can contact this, it will turn to garbage. Now there's no way that that's going to support this boat running the way I want it to. The transom's gone pretty well down to the glass there. Tiny bit of wood left for the grinder and sander. But there are two more pieces of core that need to be removed. This right here on both sides at the bottom of the sponsons laminated to the back. Inside that is coring material. And then we do have to remove this piece that holds on the front ring. Replace that as well. Then it's all about the grinder and the sander. Not super excited for that, but you know, it'll be cool when it's done.